Good morning. Give me a second to find this. I'm going to be talking about the heart chakra today. I believe Brittany is doing a live after this too on the same topic. Give me a second. Good morning. Give me 1 sec. I'm trying to set this feed up. And then Facebook keeps locking me out of my account. Yeah, they're like, sorry, we noticed some suspicious stuff with your account. They keep making me change my password like every day. Like kicking me out of my account. I can't get back in it. It's so annoying. So give me a second. I'm going to put this on the Reiki wall too, so people see it. So we're going to talk a little bit about the heart chakra. I want to talk a little bit about your experiences here and how they all lead back to yourself, I suppose, and just some tips on heart chakra healing. It's my favorite chakra there is because I'm a healer, and you really had to have a good heart chakra to be healing. Good morning. Okay, so I haven't been live for a few days. It always is very hard for me to pick back up the pieces of my mission when I get knocked over like this. So I'm kind of slow coming back. I'm gonna be doing body graphs, I guess, tomorrow. So I'll do the heart chakra today and a real feed, and then I'll come back tomorrow. I'll do body graphs and then my live feed, and I'll pretty much be caught up at that point. So I'm a little bit behind. I was intending to do body graphs on Monday. I want to talk about the heart chakra. It is one of the most important chakras there is. Unfortunately, when you're asleep, you're usually in the lower 3 chakras. You haven't progressed to that point on your path. The heart chakra will correlate with a 4th dimensional frequency. So a lot of humanity is running around with closed heart chakras. We are seeing that. I saw a Times news article talking about the millennials being more and more narcissistic. And I'm reading this article, right? And when I think of narcissism, which a lot of people have run into in their lessons or are complaining about, I think of the heart chakra immediately. Closed heart chakra, lack of empathy, lack of compassion to others. If you have a very open heart chakra, it is going to change your entire energy and your entire aura. So if your heart chakra is closed, your aura is probably going to be very, very constricted. Your heart chakra is powerful in terms of the electromagnetic frequencies that it puts out, the effect that it has on your aura, your energy field, and your entire reality when it comes to manifesting. People are asking me, well, how do you manifest? Well, if I'm trying to manifest something out of fear, I'm probably not that enthusiastic about it, right? I'm probably not going to be enthusiastic about something I don't want to happen, but when you're creating and you're staying excited, it tends to make your manifesting work a lot better. The universe wants to have fun experiences, so if you're planning something fun, the universe will make it happen a lot faster. If you're trying to create something that's very fear-based, it probably won't go so good. That chakra has a lot to do with whether people are service to self or service to others too, with their intent. Intent is very important around here. I know a lot of people are intending to do the right thing around here, right? Intending to do the right thing, but creating these negative ripple effects. I want to go back to your parents real fast. Yeah, we need to talk about our parents, and I know a lot of people don't really want to, probably, right? I see this video this morning, someone in our groups, and their daughter is complaining about their mother's qualities. I said, tell your daughter that you are her in a past life, and the things that she's seeing that she doesn't like, those are hers to fix, not yours. Yeah, I hate to be the one to tell you guys this, but we have met ourselves time and time again on a soul level going through this matrix. And a lot of those aspects, we didn't like the qualities that we saw reflected back. Not only do we inherit our parents' DNA, we inherit their blocked chakras. Yes, the second you're born. Whatever chakras your parents are working on, you're going to be working on. So I know that my parents both had very closed heart chakras, right? So I began my journey working on that path with that chakra. Grief is what they say blocks that chakra. Well, it is one of those things. But when we don't see the oneness and everything, we create blockages in that area too. We need to be able to have compassion and oneness for all at some point and see the big picture with things, right? People are so fast to play their limited perspective, not understanding where, many people experiencing the same events, many perspectives. Anything that promotes separateness is awful for that heart chakra. I went to court yesterday. I went to UK court yesterday, and these are people that judge people for a job. They think they're above everyone and better than everyone, and they judge people for a job, and they're real fast to throw their judgments around. Judging is the worst thing you can do for your heart chakra. When I go into some of these places in the United Kingdom, it's just so painful, that separation. I'm seeing more and more separation in the third dimension, and while I'm seeing, more and more oneness and coming together in the higher ones, I'm seeing those states of separateness really be amplified. So, open heart chakra equals access to the fourth dimension. Well, we see a lot of relationship problems going on in this matrix. I had my fair share of them too. Dating in the matrix, right? Dating in the matrix. So, we see a lot of relationship problems. How can you be expecting to connect deeply with someone when they don't even have their heart chakra open and they're not able to connect deeply to themselves? So I find that a lot of people feel disappointed in their relationships after a while going through this matrix. Looking for love from another without having mastered giving it to ourselves on whatever level. If you have a lot of pain, you're going to meet a lot of damaged, broken people. If you have a lot of grief, pain in that chakra, you're going to be meeting people that are a reflection of where you're at in your healing path. So when I was unhealed and very damaged, I would attract a lot of very broken people to me that I probably didn't want to have for friends. You become the energy that you are around, but any person you've ever met, you're more connected to than you know. That's the thing, right? Around here, we're usually just seeing glimpses of our, we have lots of people experiencing this, but I know we think of past lives as like 300 years ago, maybe Atlantis and places like that, not as them occurring right now, side by side with us and facilitating in our lessons. There's a lot of illusion here. A lot of separateness. Someone said they didn't like me bashing the Bible this morning. I'm going to have to put this in here anyway. Those are things that I see creating a lot of separateness and division. Keep in mind, I lived in the Middle East. So just like I probably have a unique perspective of Britain now during this time, I have a very unique perspective about the damage that book has done. Look at the Crusades, look at the Middle East now. You wouldn't believe all the hate that has been taught to people there over these scriptures and these books and these religions and things like that. So religion is very bad for your heart chakra. We know that with religions that are like Christianity and Catholicism, they like to promote that you are separate. I like this book because it shows you people with abilities that became saints, right? Mastered themselves, could use the violet flame, and were doing the things that we did. But they like to teach you that they are special and that you can't do these things. These are the saints, right? They're not like you. They like to teach you that they're very different from you and things like that. But this is a dynamic law, the way I look at it, and this is what's creating the separateness around here. You can see where society went wrong with these churches and governments and how we all ended up here on some level. So a lot of religions promote separateness. They like to tell you there's chosen ones. One's going to heaven. You may be going to hell if you smoke weed, right? I saw the best post up about masturbation, and they were talking in a Gnostic group about how you will go to hell, and it's in the Bible. And I thought it was really funny. So they love to tell you how to live your life, who you can sleep with, who you can be with, what you can do, what you can't do around here. But I feel the moral compass is a little bit skewed, and that those that have an open heart chakra are going to be more connected to their inner intuition. Because when I was doing what I should in the Matrix and following that template, it just made me really sick after a while. I ended up doing everything I should, and I ended up really sick and enslaved. So I can kind of see the bigger picture with this. You need to follow your intuitive compass. That would be coming from your heart chakra, your center. You can look at the heart chakra as a gateway. All of your chakras are, right? It is a gateway to other dimensions, a doorway of sorts. It's my favorite chakra because it's also a gateway into your past lives, your past experiences. You can look at your heart chakra as one that can transcend time and space, and you can use it to really do a lot of journeying through self in a sort of way. So that would be the gateway to your past experiences and your past lives. We have a lot of collective heart chakra pain. Is it no wonder that a lot of the turmoil and oppression is coming from the UK, where the Earth's heart chakra is? So we just have a lot of separation going on. I was saying yesterday that as we're going through this ascension, the political drama is amping up, right? Like ascension up, the political drama up, side by side. Good morning, Maury. I'm just going to do a quick little heart chakra channeling. I'm lucky I'm on video today. I wasn't feeling like it, but I thought I'd feel a little bit better if I attempted it. If I attempted to come on video, I thought I'd feel better. I'm kind of going through it here. Alright, take a look at your parent chakras. That will give you an idea of what you were working on going through the first half of your journey in this matrix. It will give you an idea of looking at their issues and their problems and their qualities, shitty or good, and what you have to work on and what you have to transcend. It has little to do with them at that point, more to do with you. We're always just continuing on this story. I have a sibling that doesn't really like me, and I don't know that she knows that I'm a version of herself too. We're more interconnected than she might know, believe it or not. So sometimes you'll notice that we tend to incarnate within certain bloodlines with certain family members again and again to work on these lessons and to evolve spiritually. So I doubt people understand how connected we are to the people around us. Good evening, Mari. We're talking about the heart chakra and heart chakra healing. It's a very bad chakra to have blocked, because then you'll go around like the narcissist with a very self-centered point of view and perspective and no empathy or compassion. Right, very self-centered kind of perspective. Victim mentality is big with that chakra too, right? It has a lot to do with empowerment, and several of our chakras when we play the victim with that kind of programming. Chlorella is really good for the heart chakra. I'm seeing a lot of people on Facebook where they're like, what is a good herb for sleep, depression, and all this stuff? And, you know, that vitamin list will take care of everything on that list. Yeah, expert level put together Ascension vitamins. So chlorella is very important for your heart chakra. It's a superfood. It's full of green leafy vegetables and nutrients. So we know that green leafy foods or leafy vegetables, anything green, is really good for that chakra. Green is the color of healing and intuition. We see a lot of green orbs in our groups. I love the orbs. I had fairies flying around me all day because I wasn't feeling so hot. And so I had like extra assistance around me today. A lot of times you're seeing those orbs or energetic shapes, or little tiny little glitches of light, things like that. We see a lot of green orbs. Those would be angels from the healing rays generally around us, assisting us with our work and our missions. We're trying to break family patterns. That's your imprisonment system right there. That's your karma. Yeah, I had a sibling say, was I going to say happy birthday to someone in my family? And I probably haven't talked to them in like 10 years. I said, don't worry, I'll be never talking to this person again. I won't be wishing them happy birthday. That's my karma, by the way. And you're supposed to let go of that. You're supposed to get rid of it, right? Yeah, our families, karmic patterns were meant to transcend. That would be, you know, we were born into these systems of separation. However your parents were programmed, they programmed you. And it's just been kind of carrying on in whatever way. We had to transcend back to oneness. You're unconsciously programmed by the time you're 3 years old by your parents. Your entire subconscious programming has already been written at that point by the people around you. So when we have sleeping people that are programming us, I know people might have been a little bit more awake that were our parents, but seriously, like, we were getting very unconscious programs, so we need to rewrite our own programming, and we need to make sure we're the ones who have programmed ourselves and that we're not still running on those, you know, systems of separation. Hi, Brittany. We're talking heart chakra. Things that are really good for the heart chakra and all of your chakras. Meditation. I know that person says you'll burn in hell if you're masturbating, but we were joking about it in our admin chat all morning and saying our friend dodged a bullet by doing that and not merging the guy that wanted to merge her. Right? So we like to make jokes about it. I know they say you're going to hell about things. It's very important when you're having sex with another person that you're doing it with open heart chakras. Yes. If someone just wants to fuck you, and it will be bad for your energy. You need to have that love, open heart chakra connection to be bringing in the right kind of energy into that dynamic on whatever level. So we see a lot of people are with the narcissist, merging someone with a closed heart chakra. What does it do to you ultimately? Closes your heart chakra, damages you energetically, damages your DNA on many levels. So we're finding out that sex is powerful in terms of if we're having sex with someone, they can access all of our energy. And it is very important when you're having sex, you're doing it out of a space of love, along with everything else in this world. You can find love in every single second here, woven throughout this matrix. It is the key component, the only thing that lasts, the only thing that is real. When people die, everything except for that love energy they may have had with other people fades away on some level. So love is very, very powerful. Brittany mentions the root and sacral. We need to build a steady foundation. You wouldn't believe how concerning it was to me, because I've been busting my ass trying to rebuild my life here, and then I have like cops knocking on the door, and it just makes me think, am I building on a sturdy foundation here, right? Are we building on sturdy foundations? So it's really important that we're working on our chakras from the bottom ones up. If you are grounded, it's going to affect all of your chakras. If you're ungrounded, it's going to make your energy level crazy probably. So more grounding, more going out into nature. You'll notice when you are grounding, it heals your heart chakra. Go out into nature, right? Lots of green leafy stuff there. Go out into nature. It's very healing for your heart chakra. Our chakras are interconnected with the earth's. Yeah, we can't have something happening to the earth and not having us feel it on a cellular level. So our chakras are very interconnected with the earth. Connecting with the earth will put you onto those frequencies, those abundant frequencies, and it will really heal your heart chakra and your aura. You need heart chakra healing. You guys know I do chakra openings, and with any of the energy work I do a really good galactic scan of you. I feel that galactic healing technology will be the future of medicine on this planet in a lot of ways, with energy work and the way that things are progressing medically, that even the doctors are realizing what's going on here at a certain point, hopefully. I have had medical professionals around me that have woken up around me, so people are waking up and realizing that treating the physical with pills and things that mask symptoms is not going to cure a spiritual problem. It's just going to continue to let your body propel out of control in whatever way energetically. When we see people as separate from ourselves, it's very bad for our heart chakra. A lot of people get triggered by other people, right? They think it has nothing to do with them. They think it has nothing to do with them, right? I'm triggering someone this morning talking about the Bible, but I feel it has to do more with them and less to do with what I'm talking about. So if you guys are being triggered, those are kind of signs that you have things you need to work on. Why is this topic triggering you? Why is it upsetting you so deeply when someone else is, voicing their opinion or talking about something? Because that happens a lot on Facebook, I see, right? Happens a lot on Facebook. So, triggers. Those are signs that you are in a state of separateness still, because you're not in harmony with those around you. On a lot of levels, if you're getting triggered a lot, more heart chakra healing. We said masturbation, self-love too, right? I know the guy hated me on the post this morning. I went and left my opinion. But I mean, my husband does say, because I said, I told my husband, who asked for your opinion on my post? But when you're putting something out there on Facebook public, and anyone can comment on it, you're kind of asking for it, right? You're kind of asking for other people's opinions. All right, how about being around the people that love you, not the people you love and want to love you, being around the people that actually love you and gravitate to you, right? I always let people friend request me too. I don't send them requests, so I figure then they're drawn to me and they come to me, right? So I try to stick around more people that love me. If I'm around someone that I don't like, we'll just say the narcissist, right? If I'm around the narcissist all the time, I'm probably going to be thinking negative thoughts that are going to be very harmful to my body. I will become toxic to myself. If you're thinking toxic thoughts all the time, you are becoming toxic to yourself and those around you. So it's really important that we're around people we can love. Because then, you know, if I'm giving you guys love, it's coming back to me on some level. So if you're around toxic people, you will become the energy that you're around. It's really important that we're ditching the people that aren't good for us. And people will say, I can't. That's my mother. That's my sister. That's my family member. If you really talk about toxic people, they're usually your lovers, your family members, the people closest to you, your friends. More letting go of the toxic people around you. I realize this is the process of letting go of everything, especially control, and that we have to just have complete faith and trust in the universe at some point with where our lives are leading, how everything is going to, on some level. Go where the love is. Today's Wednesday. I'm answering my messages telepathically. I'm not even joking. Someone like hit my inbox this morning and then I just send a telepathic message. I'll be around in a few hours. I'm answering my messages telepathically. I've noticed some people are better at telepathy than others with me. That Kim can pick up any telepathic message I send him like in a minute. His heart chakra is real good. You want to use telepathy? We think it's a mental thing. It's a heart chakra thing, right? It is communicating without words through vibrations and things like that. So if you have a real open heart chakra, you're probably going to be better at telepathy too. Sending love to Australia. Let's see. So we're talking heart chakra, leafy green things, detoxing. Metals are awful for your entire body. Your nervous system has a lot to do with your heart, your brain, regulating your whole body. So clearly metals are very bad for your heart chakra in some way. Like I said, playing the victim. Awful for your heart chakra. Puts you in that state of separateness where you don't see the oneness and, you know, the synchronicity in your lessons and how you ended up with them. I always say that this universe operates on karmic laws. So I know people like to play the victim about their circumstances, but they didn't think about that earlier when they put out the same vibrations and same energy to get those lessons drawn back to them, whether it was this life or past lives. So I know a lot of people like to cry about their situation and how awful it is, but we've created it on whatever level. I felt like I fell into a bad dream the past few days. Till yesterday afternoon. I felt like, okay, first off, I'm feeling like it's more like dream-like as the frequencies are going up. Like it was feeling like I'm in a dream the past few days, and it's going to feel more and more like that, where we're realizing we're in a dream state, and it's going to become more apparent as we're losing density. I felt like I fell into a fucking nightmare, like a bad dream, right? Like I'm doing my life and it's going great. I felt like it just turned into like, on some version, some kind of nightmare. Stay high vibe, right? Stay high vibe. It was it happened pretty fast. It took about 24 hours. I was high vibe the whole time, just doing my stuff like normal. Guess what? That nightmare faded away, right? That bad dream faded away. We had to change the energy that we're putting out if we want to change the results of what we're drawing to us on some level. Intent is powerful. We always have intent in choosing our paths and the things that we're doing around here. Those that are intending to harm others, I'm learning real close to a situation like that. Those that are intending to harm others, whether for power, just to feel good, money, whatever it is, those are continuing to harm others, are going through a rapid aging process, and they will leave the experience. If you have a closed heart chakra and you're having a bad bad time in your lessons in Earth School, you will find that you will die fast. You will leave the experience rapidly. If you look at murderers and people that have killed other people and caused a lot of pain on this planet, they tend to die fast. They tend to leave the experience very fast. So there is a direct correlation between our soul and the state of our body. People were never meant to age and die by the time they're 80 years old either. I hate to be the one to tell you guys this. We were not designed. Literally, back in the day, like Elenian times, when you were 80 years old, it would have been considered your childhood still. So we're noticing that our bodies are pretty much decomposing rapidly and causing people to leave the experience very fast. When we're learning in states of separateness, it is not good for our soul. The energy is going to start to move crazy again today. Like I said, we have solar radiation waves coming to hit the planet tomorrow. Maybe tonight. Maybe my time tonight, maybe tomorrow. We do have a lot of radiation hitting the planet. And I always say it depends on if you're service to self or service to others with your intent. We've all been polarized, hopefully, at this point. And so how that energy is affecting you is going to play into that heart chakra and what your intent is. Are you here for yourself in service to self reasons, or are you here to serve the collective in the all? Metal surgery put in you. Listen, I have metal surgery. I have. You would fucking die if you saw my x-rays. I have titanium plates all the way across my entire pelvis. I have like 17 screws like that holding me together. I have metal still up my hip. They took a lot of that out. But I think since we're radio receivers, since we're radio receivers, if you throw metals in our body, it's going to influence how we assimilate and read this energy and translate it. So clearly metals are not good for your body, as in, you know, mercury and things like that. But if you had some type of surgery implant of metal, it's probably going to make you a better energy conductor. Think of it like an antenna. Throw an antenna on a radio. Throw a piece of metal on a radio. It'll probably make it come in clearer, right? Antenna. So I think that was probably necessary, everything that I went through to prepare me as a channel for my mission now. And so a lot of times when we have metal put in us, that it can make us better receivers in some way. Mercury in your teeth is so bad that I watched my mother, I watched her get heavy metal toxicity, no joke, and I had it too, so it goes to show you, right? From getting dental fillings. Back in the day, they would use mercury in your mouth, and she got a bunch of fillings and suddenly got very, very sick, and they said she had multiple sclerosis and all this bullshit, but you know she really just had mercury poisoning from her dental fillings. So I got to watch this as a child too. Metals are very, very bad if they are dental implants or, you know, metals in your body. If you're going to have surgery implanted, that will change your energy though. Titanium is usually what they use with implants. I know they do use some other kind of metals, but it has magical properties too. Like crystals, metals all have their own property too. Like I always say that mercury is dangerous to people. It's used in black magic. Let's just dump mercury everywhere. It's a magical component though. It's used in alchemy. It's used to change not only frequencies but chemical components. So it's very powerful. Good morning. Any questions? Heart chakra, past lives, anything? Why are we so triggered by our parents of all people? You guys don't seem that triggered by me. I say outrageous stuff all day long. Why do we get so triggered by our family members and our parents? Because we're so interconnected, and this is our reflections of our past that we didn't really like. We didn't really have the best time here. So we tend to get more triggered. My family, my 3D family, is very concerned about me as of yesterday, because I put that my husband just got out of prison on my Facebook profile, and they're real concerned and want to know what's going on with my life all of a sudden. Suddenly they care, right? They think I'm doing bad. They want to see what's going on in my life. I just said he has over-the-top child custody issues. This is divorce with children involved. So I know I have my 3D family members very concerned about me. I have concerns about them and their jobs too back, but Why would that upset me so much more than someone else coming and asking me that? Why would that upset me so much more when my family coming to ask me these questions than one of you guys? You guys could be like, what happened? And I'm like, oh, what, blah, blah, blah. But when my family comes to ask, I kind of take it personal. Pay attention to the triggers. Those are your teachers. Sometimes your lessons are teaching you what you don't want to be like. Yeah, you get to, because we don't remember our past lives, maybe you needed to see a different perspective of it so you could understand yourself better and why you don't want those qualities. So we tend to get triggered more when we're up close and personal. How about the narcissist? He seems to trigger the empath a lot. Throw love into the mix, you get real triggered, right? So when you add love, whether it's family, relationships, you tend to get more triggered, you tend to take it more personal. Yeah. I trigger my family on purpose. I like to put stuff like that on my Facebook profile on purpose to get their attention. I'm trying to wake them up, right? While they're going to their 9-to-5 government jobs. I like to just show them how I'm being tortured by the government over here, and you know, things might not be what they seem. So I seem to trigger them too. It seems to go both ways. I always say that if you're being triggered, the other person's being triggered too. Trust me on that. I put some anonymous government pictures on my page too, today just for that situation. And I'm thinking everyone's gonna be like, she fell back into 3D, right? She fell back into 3D hell. And I did put some fun government memes on my page just so my sibling can see them. So we trigger those that are not healed, especially those closest to us on a lot of levels. You'll notice your siblings and your parents have very similar DNA to you. Similar templates to you, right? You know that we think that we just look like our parents and our siblings because we're related. But I mean, if you want to talk about soul patterns and blueprints and stuff like that, I mean, it just seems like, you know, it could have been like a couple lives ago. Evolution, DNA mutations, things like that. I know you don't want to hear that you're picking up where your parents left off in their story and you're continuing it. And I know people don't want to hear that their children are future versions of themselves. Yes, you want to be good, conscious parents because you're raising your future versions of who you will be when you incarnate back here. Your kids. I know, right? You're just like, whatever, it's your kid. You're not realizing how profound it is that you're having an opportunity to play a role in your story again and again and again. And you can change things just by conscious parenting and changing how you're raising your children. Good morning, Bethany. Talking about families, heart chakra healing. We brought a lot of collective pain from us from past lives. You wouldn't believe I did Rosemary's astrology, and it was very similar to mine, where I came here my last life to try to serve the all, and it didn't go very good. I learned valuable lessons in martyring myself for the collective, as a lot of people did. So you're noticing that this time when we're doing this ascension is much different. We're being directed to focus more on ourselves and less than those around us, because that's how we can make real change, by changing ourselves and putting our energy into changing our own lives. And that you're noticing sometimes when you try to help people, they don't take your advice. They don't listen to you, they don't get the vitamins, and it's just kind of an energy waste. So we know that we're being directed this time to focus more on ourselves with this ascension and less on the collective. Yeah, it's not easy to be... We are going against everything people have been programmed to believe. And even I see that these programs run deep even with Ascension, that people want to cling to Jesus and the old ways of separateness and 3D into the spiritual, into the awakening process, right? So people are very hard to reprogram. People have been programmed to believe the world is a certain way. The government helps people, doctors help people, this is the way their version of reality is. So when we come along, we're shaking up people's perspective. And, you know, people are in a lot of denial around here because they don't want to have to rebuild themselves in their lives. They want it to be, you know, the American dream version. They were doing the right thing here. Hold on, I gotta answer this kid. He's like, I think you died. I don't know where you are. I like to disappear. I like to do my work. I said that on my post when I'm doing any healing posts on this wall. You need to be patient with me. It's how I do my work, or I would burn out. I would burn out, self-destruct. So I need to do my work at my own pace. I did a post on this wall on cord cutting for those who had paid their class fee. I did turn off the comments on last week's activation, and I still have that post open. So if you paid your class fee in here and you didn't get your cards cut, make sure you go leave a comment. I'll still be doing that through the week. So yesterday and the day before, instead of working, I did cord cutting, which really fit my theme because I've been cutting my cords a lot here. It can be powerful. Sometimes we get rid of people and they're not in our lives anymore, and the energetic cords remain, and they could be affecting our energy. I was told that with this situation, my husband's ex doesn't like me because I came along and permanently cut the cords between them, and that is not very far from the truth. That he was being, my husband was being drained energetically from this person that wasn't even in his life anymore, but was still influencing him energetically. So it's really important that we are taking good care of our energy and cutting the cords. While we might have got rid of people, there could be cords remaining. You can look at cords as attachments. What makes a person or thing become an attachment? When we use it to fill a void. That has a lot to do with the heart chakra. Sometimes the people we're learning with become attachments to our energy, to our light. Instead of them meditating and doing the inner work that we're doing, they would rather just come find us for a snack. Come find us for a snack. And I always say it's the people around you that are having the most impact on your energy too, the people in your world. So more cord cutting. It really helps with your heart and your sacral. We are like sponges. Oh my god, I put the salt in the bathtub yesterday and it was like I just melted into the bathtub. Like, I'm not even joking. So we are like sponges, not even realizing that a lot of us are energy workers, healers, transmuters, and we're picking up all this energy around us. You can't have people going through lessons and experiences and not having that energy affect us on some level here. So the entire planet has a vibrational frequency. While we may have our own, the planet's vibrating at its own frequency too. So if the whole planet's at a low frequency, it's going to affect our frequency and how we're vibrating too. Yeah, the bath saved me yesterday. I'm feeling better. This is how I make energy. I don't know how you guys make energy, but things that kill my light, put my light out, fucking drain me. I'm getting good perspective. I see Brittany puts a post up and it talks about your comfort zone amendment. Your comfort zone and then the fear zone. Learning growth. I was in the fear zone. I'm not even joking, for like 48 hours, just self-destructing like you wouldn't even fucking believe here. I'm not even joking. Like, you wouldn't even believe it. But I was grateful for that fear check. Fear check, right? We think we're doing great and we're manifesting, throw some chaos and some turmoil into our lives and see how you're really doing. Fear, separateness, bad for your heart chakra. We need to expand that chakra into oneness, unity, synchronicity. So this is how I can make energy. I woke up this morning, I'm not really feeling it, I won't lie. I just feel like I may as well just quit light working again. I pretty much did. No one just notices for a minute, right? I'm like, it might take me a second, but it will make everyone feel better if I can get on video and channel some energy out. It'll start to lift the vibes around here. So for me, I can get on video, generate some energy, makes me feel a lot better. My house is feeling a lot better, and then hopefully it'll make you guys feel better too. Do things that recharge you. Anything that drains you, whether it's people, things, places, get rid of it. It's not serving you. Yeah, you can tell that, hopefully. I know everyone sounds real high vibe and love and light around here. I mean, I want to call it a church or cult. The government courthouse, they have unicorns all over the wall. Yeah, they have the unicorn bowing to the crown and the lion. All over their stuff. I took cute photography in there. They had the seals above the judge, but they had it in the hallway, so I got a good picture of it. It looks real love and light in there. It really does. The Buckingham Palace, it looked so love and light. There's angels everywhere, right? But I don't get those vibes from those places. It wasn't so hot for my energy when I went in there. I know it looks all love and light and great and divine, but I wasn't getting those vibes. Pay attention to how you're feeling in certain situations. If you're getting anxiety off of someone, I always say that's an entity red flag. It's not your own anxiety or social anxiety. Usually if you're feeling anxiety around the person, and I believed it, like, oh, this person just has anxiety. They'll tell you I have anxiety, right? I'm just feeling their anxiety. That is a red flag energetically. When you're feeling stressed out, anxiety, being around someone triggered maybe. Pay attention to how people make you feel, like with their energy. Like hopefully it's my intent you guys just feel good when you get off of here. Like coffee in a chat, I'm waking up, right? Just saying hi to my friends. Hopefully you guys feel really good, but I know I've been around people that they just make me feel drained. Their words might sound love and light, but they're just very draining for me to be around energetically. The more that you level up, the more you're going to lose people around you. It's happening to me again. I can see it. That I'm working hard, hopefully, right? Hopefully I'm working hard on my ascension and that my vibration and my frequency is changing. So it's the people that are around me tend to change. I've noticed that as I'm going through this ascension, you know, I'm around completely different people than I was a couple of years ago, and I'm seeing it happen again. And so since I went through so many shifts this year, I pay attention to the people that have always been around me. Brittany, Gabrielle, right? Gabrielle, who I didn't really notice a lot till I realized, fuck, he just survived all these shifts with me. He's still on my timeline. Amazing, right? Maybe I should be paying attention to him. Pay more attention to the people that have been around you from day one, doing this ascension, and remain on your path. Those are your soul tribe. Only the people not in your consciousness group will be singled away. And I know I love to bring everyone together like a soul fam, but it becomes more and more apparent who those people are and who those people aren't, in us just hanging out and vibing in these areas too. When we end this ascension, we will be in complete oneness with our consciousness group. We will find each other again. We will come together to form a new vibration, a new group planetary vibration, and we will ascend out of here as one consciousness group, one soul group. That is your family. We were seeking that family in our family structure on earth, right? These are our families, the ones who are supposed to love us, right? We know that word. We have a soul family, soul group, consciousness group with so much love that I couldn't even put it into words. The love that I feel for some of the people around me, and it's not from this life, it's from the many times we've known each other and learned with each other on some level. If you guys have had a soulmate, maybe twin flame type of experience, you would know that would be very magnetic. But you know, the narcissist is even more magnetic, I bet, than the twin flame soulmate, right? Very magnetic when you're getting served your karma, right? Like it might be like overnight love, things moving really fast, things like that. But I'm not talking about this energetic connection with a karmic relationship. I'm talking about a soul recognition where you could see this person and it could just be like a familiarity. You know them. The second I saw my husband, I never would have thought I would date him. Just trust me on that. And the second I saw him, it was like a soul recognition that I knew we would merge, I said. And that'll tell you a lot if you know me. So, you know, as soon as I saw him, it was like a frequency that you recognize. We're searching for those on the same frequencies as us. Well, if we're full of metals and our vibration's been tampered with, then we're not going to find the people on our frequency if our frequency isn't on the right channel. We need to get back to our original frequencies. It's my husband's birthday Sunday. I think he's going to be 47. If someone asked me, it's his birthday. I'm real excited about that. We could do some kind of birthday thing, right? I said, what do you want for your birthday? I love stuff like that, right? He says he doesn't want anything. I said, okay, I can do mushroom merging again. I can eat some mushrooms. Birthday weekend plans. After all the cop drama, I might have some healing to do. I might be doing that. I'm not sure. It is his birthday. That's good, because then my birthday's next. Let's just move along with this year. I'm ready. So it is his birthday. That's good. You wouldn't believe how fucking happy I was last night. Just having him home. Like, he came home in his prison outfit, too. Like, they took him into court in his prison outfit. Like, I was like, you know, they'll probably have him handcuffed. Okay. So it was just so nice. I never take naps. I fell asleep laying on him and just took a nap too. Like, it was so nice. We were fucking exhausted yesterday by the time that ordeal was over, because I was up all night the night before sending him Reiki and tuning in his energy and concern, because he's not like me. He's not a generator going into these places. He's a projector. And so it's even worse for him to be around toxic negative energy. It can really affect his solar plexus and his health. So I did have a lot of concerns with him being in these places. His friend Harry reminded me yesterday that he did have paratrooper training, which is kind of badass for over here in the military. And their job as paratroopers was to get dropped behind enemy lines. So he got trained in interrogation at least, and should be really good while the police interrogate him, right? So that makes me feel better. He's been trained to go behind enemy lines. I said I need some heart chakra healing after that. When I had to go into these places, you can just feel that separateness. And they're fucks to us. They're such fucks to me and him. And like, it's just so mind-blowing to me that people could be so judgmental and on such a fucking ego trip that they think that they are above the law because they work for the law and they can do whatever they want and they can use their ego to make rulings and whatever it is. It's just so annoying to me. But there's so much separateness in these places when you go into them. It's just so mind-blowing to me. It can hurt my heart chakra. I had an experience here where I was going by a shopping area mall, and there's someone homeless sitting on the street, and it's fucking freezing here. It's fucking freezing, and everyone's walking by to go get their fucking Armani shit. It's like a real nice mall area, and this person's fucking freezing and starving on the street, and everyone can just ignore it and look the other way. We've been trained to ignore the problems, look the other way. They're not affecting us. It hurt my fucking heart chakra to see this scene and to see people so self-absorbed and disconnected from humanity. Yes, disconnected from another suffering happening in front of you that you could do something to change. That's the thing. We've been led to believe we can't do anything. You can change someone's entire day or entire life by doing something nice for them. We can't have people suffering, animals included, people suffering on this planet without it affecting everyone on some frequency type of level too. We're only ever going to do as good on this planet as how good the person doing the worst is doing too. More compassion is what I'm trying to do. I'm working on greens, clearly. I'm in a good place to do that. Just me channeling energy out to you right now. It's very healing for our heart chakras and our third eye, the frequencies that I'm on now for my videos. So I came to the United Kingdom to heal my heart chakra. You wouldn't believe how healing it is for me to go to some of these sacred sites here and spiritual places. It's amazing for your heart chakra. The crop circles, they happen most of the time in this country on heart chakra frequencies. Would they not be activations, energetic imprints to heal? On some level, when you look at them, you can see their activations. So you see that the planet is getting activated too, that as we're being activated, the earth is getting activated by extraterrestrials with its heart chakra. You have to feel the pain of another. It's how we learn. I realized that with my ex, right? That if I made him feel pain, I would feel it stronger probably, right? This is how we learn, that empathic connection. I know people think that, you know, these spiritual unions are amazing and you'll see yourself in another with a twin flame, but until you can see yourself in everyone, you have a little bit of work to do. So I find that those twin flame programs promote separateness too, that you're seeing oneness in one other person and then getting hung up on that and not seeing it in everyone. I mean, can't you see the synchronicities between my lessons and your own? Can't you see the things that we have in common with everyone around here? So we need more empathy and more compassion. And like I said, that these are lessons that we're just, you know, getting into because we were stuck on those lower chakras for so long going through this matrix. So more empathy, more compassion. I'm reading this. Love heals in over-the-top, crazy ways. It is a powerful force too, right? It's a powerful force. It really is. It's so powerful because the universe will go where the love is. I always say that where there's hate, there's very little of this life force energy, and where there is love, there is a lot of it. And this life force energy heals us and is so powerful in terms of manifesting. So if you're in a relationship with anyone and you're not in alignment, you're not getting along with that person, it will fuck your manifesting. If you're fighting with your partner, spouse, the narcissist, your husband, whoever it is, right? Wife, whoever it is, it will throw you out of alignment with the entire universe. So people say they get in a toxic relationship and their whole world falls in. Of course it does, right? No love. So it can be really dangerous to us to be in toxic relationships too. It's bad for our body, but it's really bad for our manifesting. You'll notice in those karmic relationships there probably was love drawing you together. Yeah, I always say we don't pick who we love, right? You ever notice, or is it just you feel it or you don't with people? Yeah, that love that you feel with people, it could be like love at first sight kind of feeling. That's a Kundalini energy. It is an energy that is leading you around into your relationships or your lessons, using love to lead you around on a lot of ways. Once you lose the love in a relationship, you're not going to get it back. You can look at love or energy as a fire. Yeah, the flame energy they talk about, right? That fire, that flame energy, once you let that flame, that fire burn out, you're not going to be able to spark it back up. It's not going to happen too. So a lot of people destroy their relationships and the love in it, and then don't understand that once that love burns out, you're not going to get it back. Hi Jason, hi Lisa. Lessons in empathy can be hard going through a world that is so empathic, right? People playing the victim, you feel like you want to help them, you could fuck your whole situation up and it didn't really do any good. So I learned a lot of lessons in trying to help others too and things like that. So I'm very discerning with the people that come to me and things like that too. Be careful that, you know, you're not allowing people to play the victim for your assistance. We need empathy and compassion, but concernment too, right? Because people play on that empathy and compassion. Well, I'm the toxic family member, but you're my sibling, and, you know, you're a bad person if you're not talking to me or helping me or pouring your energy into me and things like that. So I always say that when we were born into this family structure, our energy was being taken more than we know, because we're light workers and we're on different frequencies. And so a lot of these old karmic lessons are the things that are entangling us here or draining our energy on some level. More getting rid of toxic people, more being around love. Understand that even though you're healed, you have been imprinted by your lessons. You've been imprinted a certain way. It doesn't matter how much healing you're going to do. They have affected who you are, your perspective, how you see things, who you have become on a lot of levels. There's a serious collective heart chakra pain, like I said. Look at the news and the separateness and the things that people are buying into and things like that. So the earth has been going through some serious heart chakra expansions over here. So some people aren't used to getting love, right? Those people that are ignored, like the homeless people, just fucking ignored on a daily basis like they don't exist, right? People can look right past them like they don't exist and they're not here. Sometimes people just need to be seen and heard around here. It felt really good my husband was being heard in court. They can do what they want with him, and I'm sure it won't go good, but it still felt good. It still felt good to speak up in court and to accuse them of corruption with proof on record. It still felt really, really good. So sometimes people need to be seen and heard too. Their voice, when you're in that situation, it's like you just become so powerless because it's like you don't matter, right? You just get lost in this ocean of people around here and disconnected on so many levels. People are not their lessons. We'll talk about judgment again. People are not their lessons. Yeah, my husband is not the lessons he's going through. They have nothing to do with him. I swear. You're not your lessons. People have tried to become their lessons. If you were the addict, you might have taken on that term, right? I'm an addict. Or whatever it is. People are not your lessons. They are just lessons. They are not anything to do with who you are. They just had to do with you becoming who you are now. You were not those lessons. I want to go hand weed to the homeless people. We want to make like a sandwich care pack with weed in it. I like to go around the Matrix and smoke weed in crazy places, if you know me. I'm trying to promote weed around here. I like to go out in the Matrix and just light up weed around random people to see the reaction. You know, maybe they'll ask for it, maybe they'll want to hit it, maybe they'll be cool with it, maybe they aren't, whatever. That's just me. I think that I wanted to, while I was in Cali, make like sandwich and weed care packs and go around with a drink, because you know weed makes you thirsty. You won't believe how that could change someone's life, giving them a fucking joint in a sandwich. Let's see. I love this. My friend asked if I was afraid of demons or evil. Okay, so I saw someone put on the High Angelic Council wall a article from Doreen Virtue, and she was talking about how New Age is evil and satanic, and she's talking about Jesus, and she says that New Age people don't believe in demons and like to ignore them and stuff like that. And you know, these things are real. They are manifestations of our fears and things like that. And they are real. We had to let go of fear. If people are afraid of that situation, they're going to be giving it power. We have to realize who we are and what our place is here. And then, you know, that should help you get past that fear on a lot of levels. Knowing that the universe is aligned with what we're doing as light workers and that the universe has your back is powerful. That's more than I can say for the government. The universe clearly isn't aligned with a lot of things that are happening here. We wouldn't be here to change them. Let's see. I was feeling a need to play with some more crystals. We should be seeing more crystals on the wall too, right? We should be playing with more crystals with this energy. They're powerful in grounding us, resetting our vibrational frequency, activating us, and all sorts of things with healing. More crystals too. I want to see more of them on the wall. More of your life. What do you like to do spiritually? Tell us about your children. Tell us about your pets. More connection with each other. You'll find more of what you're looking for here in these group areas than you will in the Matrix, guaranteed. You'll find more of those spiritual, real connections with people. Superficial connections are draining to my heart chakra now, right? They just are draining to me when I have to talk about 3D or Trump or something, things that are not important to me. They can be very draining for me energetically. When I talk about aliens and crop circles and Ascension, it lights me up, right? I just am craving more of that spiritual around me. More and more of it. I'm reading the comments. I'm just taking forever because I'm smoking before I do my real video, right? I'm just taking my sweet time. I'm just sending you guys some love. I'm reading this. You guys might need more food and water during these space storms. I've been having to drink a ton of water, like on whatever level. More food and water. We're getting hit with waves of solar radiation, and I just do my usual speech. I don't know what that does to your body. I assume it's hitting our DNA, mutating us, and turning us into superheroes. But I'm not really sure, like, the effects of lots of solar radiation on a person at once. I'd have to look into their radiation hospital treatments and side effects and things like that to get a better idea. I might do a little bit of research on that, but we're getting hit with a lot of solar radiation. That would kill cancer, right? Get hit with a bunch of radiation at the hospital, it'd probably kill cancer. So I figure that we're going through like it's like an antivirus type program. This planet has a lot of spiritual viruses, and that this radiation is killing them on a lot of levels. Please keep in mind that everyone can have a spiritual awakening and change drastically as a person. Yeah, you could probably be like the biggest piece of shit and have some type of spiritual awakening and become a saint of sorts or the most amazing person. So people need to keep that in mind when viewing what's going on with the world too. Take into account that we're going to have a planetary awakening and you're much different than you were a few years ago, and that people can change. Hi, Indigo. Someone said they hadn't seen my videos in months, and was I still doing them? I haven't seen your video. I was like, well, I haven't been live a few days. They're like, no, I haven't seen them in months. So, yeah, I'm having a hard time reaching out to Cali now. You know, that kind of time zone. I'll hopefully be in my pajamas by the time people are waking up on that side of the world, right? Hopefully I'll be in my pajamas and done with my day. So, yeah, I'm on a different time zone. That's why I like doing these trips, so we can go live later in the day in different times, too. Brittany's going to California. things keeping us excited. Brittany's going to California, so they're going to do some amazing mission there. And we're going back to the Rocks in London in March, so I'm excited about that too. I find our lessons to have a lot of spiritual meaning, whether who they're with, right? So I know that, you know, these experiences were contracted for before we came here on some level, and they're very powerful, us coming back together and reconnecting. So more heart chakra work. I've been doing I can only use certain music because Facebook will delete me and use it for an excuse to target my videos and delete my content. So I do a lot of listening to binaural beats. I have this one on. It happens to be a heart chakra frequency. I have found that I channel better on heart chakra frequency binaural beats too. So if you work under heart chakra, it will open you up as a channel. Listen to more heart chakra type binaural beats, anything with a 528 hertz frequency. It's really good for kids when you play heart chakra binaural beats around them too. I've had a lot of experience working with children, and I notice it zens them out and calms them down so much and grounds them. So we're very responsive to sounds. People are tonal. Means if I'm like, hi, I love you, it'll make you feel good. If I'm like, that if someone is speaking to you in a nasty tone, that you're going to be very responsive to that. That we're tonal beings, like a dog, right? Like dogs are very tonal. They say a lot of animals are too, where they pick up on the different tones of your voice. People are very tonal beings, so we're very sensitive to any kind of frequency, whether it's, you know, a sound frequency from someone's voice or music or things like that. I like to put, my husband said I had the right idea this morning when he was leaving to work and I'm getting up for work and I had music on. Yes, I wake up and I need to set my frequencies. So I put the good music on I like and I can vibe with. He's like, you have the right idea, listening to some chill music. I was like, I know. I know, right? Expert level, raise my vibe. I can do that with music really easy. I can put on some songs I love, some binaural beats. It's really going to affect my frequency. Heather, I'm reading this. Kids daycare, that's like my dream. I think you guys should send your kids to me for Ascension boot camp, like a month here, and get them back reprogrammed completely. Like different children. Children boot camp, right? Ascension boot camp, yeah, for sure. If you guys are babysitting or having your own children or you're around a lot of kids, put more binaural beats on. They like to be creative. Yeah, kids, the more creative that you can raise your kid, the more creative adults they'll be. So I was always the kid that was drawing and coloring and painting and doing art stuff, and I'm very artistic as an adult. So kids they get bored easy. They get bored. They don't like the structure, your prison planet routine, 9 to 5. They don't like it. They want to be spontaneous and creative and have fun. So they want to do new things they've never tried before, whether it is painting rocks, going out looking for crystals, going to a park they've never been, playing fairy in the yard. Try to give them new experiences that will keep them stimulated. There's a lot of research that shows that if you have a teenager and they're very busy with extracurricular school activities, then they're going to be less likely to do drugs. I love listening to binaural beats at sleep. I'm still learning how to sleep with another person in the same bed because it's really good for you to sleep alone, believe it or not. Yeah, if you're sleeping with someone toxic in the same bed, you guys will be exchanging energy all night. Right? I mean, that could be good if you know the other person has a really good aura and it's recharging you. But if that person has bad energy and you're sleeping in the bed with them all night long, it could be very draining for you. You could wake up tired, drained, depleted, corded, you know. So not only do we have to be careful about who we're allowing into our space because we become the energy around us, we have to be very careful about who we're sleeping with at night too. Hi Gabrielle, I gave you a shout out. I said that now you're my favorite because I pay attention to the people that were around me from day one that I might not have even noticed so much, right? But then I see that you are still here. You're still here in my life. And those are the people I want to be around, the people that have made it past all these shifts with me, right? The people that are constantly here and want to be here. So I gave you a good shout out too. It's how you can tell these people are your soul family, right? They're not going anywhere. No matter how crazy I get on feed and I see my husband's in prison, they're just gonna be like, oh, it's just raw. And they're probably not gonna unfollow me and unfriend me and judge me. I get a lot of judgments, right? And things like that. And I'm like, I had to think about it. This person is perfect for me. Are you fucking kidding me? You couldn't get a perfect better match than someone who is willing to tell the Illuminati and the government to fuck off and stand up in court and to speak. I mean, honestly, so I know my family is concerned I might have picked the wrong person, but I let the universe pick this person. Usually I went and picked everyone else, and I did something different this time. I let the universe match me up with someone that would help me uplift human consciousness. I put out that intent. So I'm with this person. I know a lot of people are real judgmental to me, but I mean, I'm right where I should be. Like, you couldn't get a better match. I mean, honestly. Yeah. I'm so excited. We're bringing heaven to earth. Yeah, I know they taught you that you might die and you'll go to hell for masturbating and smoking weed. You should have seen the post I was writing on. And then I was like, if you don't believe me, look at the priests. It's not good to suppress your sexual energy. If you don't believe me, go look at the churches. Look where they're at, right? So people are finding out that churches will teach you sex is for procreation and it's evil if it's not for that, and things like that. But I tend to disagree. Stop letting people dictate how you should be living your life. The police, the churches, whoever it is. Unplug, follow your internal compass. It may go against the grain a little bit. I'm reading these. I love that the kids watch me. I do try not to swear. Like on my feeds, because I'm aware that children are watching, but just trust me on this. They've heard that at school. They've heard anything I'm saying elsewhere already, I swear. TV. It will help reprogram your kids when they watch this. Yeah, I know. It tends to be repetitive for me. That's why I need to go back to the rocks or London or go get out. I'm ready to go film outside in my garden. Go bring my crystals and go outside. So it gets kind of boring for me if I'm just sitting in the same room doing cards every day and repetitive. But now I understand that we need that repetitive reprogramming. How many times did you hear the same bullshit growing up about God, church, the school, science, things you learned in school? Very repetitive. So we actually need repetitive programming to reprogram our subconscious. And the problem with our children is they're asleep too. They fall asleep too. They get put to sleep too through the indoctrination they receive just going to school, just watching television, you know, things that enforce their perception of reality and that this is how the world works and things like that. So we need to understand that about our children too, that they're disconnected from who they are here, their missions, and look at your parents and you. Yes, your children are going to be much more evolved souls than you, and they're sent to teach you. That's why people have such problems in their family. Parents don't realize the children are the teachers, and they try to, you know, orchestrate their whole life and impose their will on them and tell them how they should be living their life and things like that, not understanding that any child was sent to help teach you. I love it. This lady who smokes. I like to explain that when people say that about the smoking, I like to just tell them like, oh, here's my story, and then most people they'll shut right up. It's like, they'll be like, they don't know how to deal with me. I never planned on being a weed activist. Just trust me on this. And it's funny because when I met Tamara a few years ago, she's an anonymous and a weed activist, and I said, you know, I'm pretty sure my path is leading me to the same place right now. This was years ago. I'm pretty sure the universe is kind of pushing me into being a weed activist. It sounds crazy. So people have had serious health problems in this matrix, and it's a good replacement for the garbage. So it was never my intent, but I became aware that a lot of our movements are on prescriptions. A lot of the light workers are on pharmaceuticals, prescriptions, you know, things that aren't serving them, and, you know, things blocking our power. So, you know, hopefully I can get on here and I can tell you that I did what I was told was impossible, coming off of all these prescription medications that the doctors told me I would be on for the rest of my life at a very young age. So I kind of did what they said was impossible. They said that you can't come off of these, the pain will be too bad, blah, 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 blah. And I did it with the weed. So a lot of people are still listening to the doctors and trusting them for that health care, but ultimately they're not healing anything. They're just masking the symptoms, giving you pills. I smoke around kids. As you see, right? As you've probably seen. I'm used to living in California, though, where you can just smoke everywhere in most places. So it's not a big deal. Where it has, you know, kind of people just see what it is. And they don't really care. So I'm used to where, you know, I was with Vanessa's kid and the kid was playing Monopoly and I'm outside smoking right there. And it's not a big deal to me. But I grew up a lot like that, too. Because in other countries, weed isn't like in America. Where it's a sin and you're going to hell and you're a criminal if you smoke and things like that. It's not like that everywhere else in the world. I still do it here anyway. I believe that there's a holistic cure for everything on this planet, that we can be using plants to detox, to heal. Plants are so powerful in what they can do for us, whether it's just the vitamins, things like that. So I'm like an intuitive healer, so I can always tell people what they need to re-regulate their body, whether it's just a couple herbs, right? Like, oh, this problem's easy. So I know that a lot of doctors are like, oh my God, there's no cure for this, and this is horrible, and you're going to be on these pills forever. But I see things as really simple, and that we just have to re-regulate our bodies, that once you're sick, your body has got thrown out of whack energetically, and it can take a lot of healing and work to re-regulate yourself once you're on that energetic level. Reading this. It's okay, because I say that the baby boomers were very opposed to weed and how they got programmed. Those people are dying. Well, not all of them, but the people older than that, I mean, like baby boomer and above age, they're very opposed to weed. Go talk to like an 80-year-old lady sometime. Hit or miss, right? A lot of those people, though, are like, they see it like you're doing drugs, you're a drug addict, you're probably lazy and worthless and should be locked in prison or whatever they see. But you'll notice that the world started to change. Like when I was talking to Oma on our coffee chat, the world did start to change with my parents' generation, with those hippie flower kind of movements that they had going on. So you'll find that most people that were alive during the hippie era and things like that are much more open to using marijuana for healing. And I believe that is leading to legalization now, and the world shifting and changing in terms of how we view this plant. And it's leading to, you know, the marijuana changes we're seeing now, because, you know, that generation that hates weed is dying off now, and we're going to be left with just the hippie movement age people to down to the lower ones, and people are going to be open to weed for the first time in a very long time. Weed will help you become resistant to their programming. It will repair your DNA. It will heal your body. It will connect you more to the spiritual. So I told P this morning, it's their worst nightmare. It's their worst nightmare. Things that can undo their programming. Okay, let's see. With children, I know you want to be there watching them all the time to help them make their choices. If you are parenting, you want to give your kids the skills that they need so that they can go out into this world without you and make good decisions. So I know a lot of people, when they parent, they like to be up their kids' ass, knowing what they're doing all the time, making their decisions with them. Let your children practice to make decisions on their own. Take a step back and let them practice now while they're with you and see how they do. Hopefully you gave them the skills and the tools needed so they can do this path on their own on a lot of ways. So a lot of people like to parent, giving them rules and structure and things they break, not letting them experiment enough and explore. So you don't want to be too strict with your parents. You want to give them room to grow and learn and be making their own choices now as children so that they're better equipped to be dealing with the world on their own later on. I can't imagine being a child during this time. I grew up during the world's gonna end because of 1999 and the computers will go out and Y2K or whatever Mayan prophecy stuff they had, but I can't imagine now growing up in a world that is transforming so rapidly, right? Going from the material back to the spiritual so fast. So I can't really even imagine growing up in a world of chemtrails and radiation and chemicals everywhere, GMO food, and all the same stuff that, we're seeing amp up so much. Vaccines. I'ma tell that child that you are her in a past life. So anything she sees she doesn't like about you, that's her problem to fix, not yours. Conscious parenting. Conscious parenting. Tell your child that you are just a past version of themselves, and if they don't like it, then they can change those qualities now. They have those qualities still. I'm reading these comments. I want it to be like Callie, where I can just grow weed in my garden outside. I want it to be like Callie here, and it's gonna happen where I could just be growing weed in my nice garden outside, right? Just have some plants out there and things like that. So the world is shifting and transforming. It's gonna happen just because the government can't keep coming up with the hella cash they need. If you look at their expenses, they're over the top, and that these systems take hella cash to run, so they're gonna be open to it just for the hella cash. I always say to avoid government weed. Yeah, weed can be programmed, crystals, right? So to try to avoid any government dispensary weed, they've done a lot of research and testing on that weed and shown it's full of Roundup. So if you're smoking Roundup, it's not good for you. It's full of the same kind of garbage as our food. GMO weed. GMO weed, it's like our food. It tastes good, it looks good, right? But I mean, that food is not good for our bodies. I want a weed garden too. I'm manifesting it here. I gotta get off here. I just need like one more minute. I gotta get off of here and do real feed. I'm trying to think about it because I don't even feel like doing my real feeds, but I haven't been live in like a week, so it's needed. I'm just gonna suck it up and do it. I want a weed garden too. So I've been doing a lot of fear manifests in the past 24 hours, and I always feel a little more aware of my thoughts than most. I'm trying to get back on track with my manifesting. We have a powerful energy right now that is creating your entire lessons for the year. Just with the vibrations we're putting out and the thoughts we're putting out, our hopes, dreams, aspirations, the things we want to do, the things we're thinking about. I'm sending Holly crazy love. I didn't see all of her video, but I saw like 1 second of it, enough to see that her energy was amazing and she's getting outside of her box. So you gotta work on talking. It gets easier when I see my old videos, like people are watching like my old videos from a year ago on my YouTube channel. It's kind of embarrassing to me. Learning how to do videos. I'm just a little bit better at it. I'm a little more comfortable talking to people now. So it takes practice. The more you practice to speak, the better you'll get at it, though. I swear to God, it gets easier every video you do. So I'm loving seeing people step outside their comfort zones. I'm getting off of here now. I got chakra cards. I will be right back with chakra cards. Keep your vibes high, though. Stay focused on what you want to do this year. You have an entire blank space to create anything you want. And, you know, the universe is really setting up a lot energetically behind the scenes for us in a lot of our lessons. So stay really high vibe with your intent. I don't care if it's daydreaming about vacations like us. I'm daydreaming about crop circles and vacations over here. But it keeps me focused on things I want to create, things that are good for me. Be very careful with your thoughts. Make sure you're not putting out fearful things that you don't want to see. We're going to learn that we can control this entire place just like we could a lucid dream, and that we can start drawing better and better things to us, bigger things to us. I was going to put a survey up about who's going to the rocks with us. Who's going to the rocks with us this year? Maybe you guys can't come now, but it's a long year. You can do a lot of work in a year. So I think the first step is, if you want to do these things, to put out the intent and the vibration for it, whether you're posting Stonehenge pictures, talking about it, daydreaming about it like I do, things that you could do. We're thinking about where you want to go. All right, love and light.